Welcome to my March monthly reset. This is where I review my progress on my goals and my habits. I make any necessary changes. I reflect. I share some of my monthly favorites. If you're new here, my name is Denais. I am a therapist. I own my own private practice, and then I also create content here on YouTube. So I wanted to share just how the month of February went. If you've been following me, then you would know that January was a little bit rough for me in terms of getting into a new routine. I was still adjusting to some of the changes from last year, and one of the biggest changes was that we did move into a home, and it has just been very different. I've moved my practice location. I moved from a lot of my favorite places, and so now I'm starting to figure out my new routines, new places that I love to go, and just trying to make the best out of the winter, which is kind of rough for me sometimes because there are certain years where the winter blues like hit and they don't hit sometimes, but this year I feel like they definitely hit. So let me share what happened in February, because I feel like February was a little bit of a continuation of January, but overall I think we did really good. So I like to start off with my monthly reflection, and for my monthly reflection, I use my Peacefully Productive journal from Hustle Sanely. There is a monthly reflection section, and I will add right here the reflection questions. That way we can both reflect on the month of February. So for the month of February, part of the reflection is to check in on like all these categories in terms of personal well-being, relationships, physical health, finances, vocation, which is career, and then spaces, which could be your house, your office, your vehicle, all those things. So for the category of personal well-being, I put that I do have to make some major changes, like they need to happen in order to just better take care of myself. I feel like I did better than January, but I was still struggling with routine. Now, relationships, I feel like there's no changes needed. I've been very good at just checking in with family, checking in with friends, just doing date nights and things. So I feel like I'm fostering my relationships really well. Physical health, I feel like I do have to make some major changes in the sense of nutrition. I do feel, because I've been really focused on relationships and stuff, a lot of the things have been just like celebrations and things, which are all great, but at the same time I haven't been also prioritizing the nutrition side of things for my physical health. Finances, no changes needed. Vocation, no changes needed. I feel pretty good when it comes to my career, when it comes to my business. And then spaces, no changes, because everything feels really good. I feel like I did a lot of progress in some of the house projects that I had for this month. So now let's do the reflection question. So one of the questions is wins I'm celebrating this month. So a few wins that we're celebrating is I am celebrating 3 years on YouTube, which is amazing. I went into my analytics in my studio and I saw that it was 3 years. And I'm like, wow, like 3 years flew by, and so we're celebrating 3 years on YouTube. And then getting a paid partnership. So that was one of my goals, to get, like a business goal was to get a paid partnership every quarter. And so I was able to sign a contract this quarter for a paid partnership, which was really good. I also got a lot of gifted collaborations, which was really good. I did finish home projects that I wanted to finish. And then we celebrated 6 years of being married, me and my partner. And so that was really good. So the month of February, there was a lot of wins in the sense of other areas in my life. And then there's other areas where I feel like didn't do as well. Did I make rest a priority in this month? And I put no. And the way I answered is I put rest did not feel intentional. I just felt off this month, as well as blaming it on the weather. So I was blaming it a lot on the weather. But again, I just think it is an adjustment period for me, and I just have to continue to give myself grace. The next question is, what progress did I make on my focus goals this month? So if you saw my video on my 2025 goals, I am doing goals very differently this year. Usually I would give myself monthly goals, or I would do 12-week goals, which is kind of like I'm still doing 12-week goals in a sense, because I am doing quarterly goals. One of the goals that I had is to continue my weight loss journey. And because of, like I said, the nutrition part was not the best this month, I think that really hurt my progress. So I don't know if I'm going to aim the target that I wanted to aim by the end of, I think I said by the end of March. I don't think that's going to be realistic. So this might be one of the goals that I have to carry over to quarter 2. I put here no progress on health and fitness goals. While I did maintain consistency with workouts, I think workouts weren't the hard thing. I was able to remain consistent. I'm doing 2 workouts, 2 strength training workouts, and then I did go a lot more to my Pilates classes. In January, I would book the class and then I would cancel it and I wouldn't go. So this month in February, I pushed myself. I got a friend to go to me to some of the classes, and then I also just went on my own and just pushed myself to try something new, because I was trying reformer Pilates and now I have at least 3 to 4 classes under my belt, so I feel a lot more confident in that. So that wasn't an issue. But as you know, when it comes to a weight loss journey, it's not so much about how much you exercise, but it's so much more based on what you're eating, right? Are you fueling your body the way it needs, with what it needs, right? So that was the hard part for me. I did get a lot of, like I said, finish home projects. So the main home projects for this quarter were to finish a sideboard styling. So the sideboard was located in my dining area and I just finished styling it. And I think I mentioned that in January that I had already finished styling it. And then hanging the curtains. So my job was to find what curtains we needed. And then my partner was put them up and everything, right? And I just helped, right? Ironing and things like that, the curtains. So we have those up. So that is all done. And that's all we're going to do for the quarter 1. It was a lot for us to do all those projects in just 1 quarter. And then another goal that I had was to average 6.5 steps every month. Before, my previous average was 6,000 steps every month. And then I wanted to increase it to 7, but that was unrealistic for me based on just how much I was struggling with everything. And so I ended up reducing it to 6.5. And right now, I think I'm at around 0.3K average steps, which I still think that is really good. I feel like I am progressing up, and I will continue to get more steps in throughout the day. And so I really think that was very, I'll make that a win to continue to increase my steps over the course of the year, right? Are there any changes in my habits and routines that I want to make next month? I definitely want to get more walks in as the weather gets better. And when the weather isn't so good, making sure that I am using my walking pad. I recently just got a new walking pad. So I've been trying to pair habit stack and pair my reading habit with walking, and that has been really helpful, especially because I haven't really found good podcasts to listen to while I'm walking, and that really motivated me. And for some reason, I just feel like there's been just a lack of content from creators in the podcast space, or a lot of the podcasts, I don't know, I just don't want commentary, or I just want I don't know, engaging content. It just hasn't been hitting for me with people that I follow for podcasts. I will say a podcast that I've been listening to that I love is the Hustle Stanley podcast, which is the creator of the journal and planner that I use. I will always tune in to her podcast, but she releases 1 podcast a week, right? So it's not like I could keep listening to the episodes throughout the whole week, right? Because it's only 1 podcast, and I'm pretty sure I've already listened to all of her episodes. So yeah, those are things that I kind of want to change. Sticking to my meal plan is essential. So one of the things that I think I'm going to change to is I had this goal for Q2, but I think maybe in the month of March, I'm going to focus on finding a nutritionist, because I do think that I've hit a plateau in terms of how far my knowledge can take me in terms of what I'm eating. And I really want to make sure that I'm fueling my body the right way for my body, right? Maybe getting my blood work tested, things like that. So I'm not necessarily going to start with the nutritionist in March, but maybe just look for one. That's kind of be my goal. And yeah, and then just better planning when we have all these different kind of social things. because it's so easy to go to dinner and pick something different. Like my mindset is like, if I'm gonna be going out to dinner, I'm not gonna get something healthy. Like that is my mindset, because I'm like, I'm paying for this, you know, I could just cook something healthy at home. And so that that is not a very good mindset to have. Like I think there's a balance, like maybe enjoying something when I'm out to eat while also balancing it with like healthy alternative options during like dinner or things like that, right? Like if I'm gonna drink, balancing it with like a healthy meal for myself, right? But instead I'm like, no, like going crazy with it. So yeah, and that's just me being honest. Like that's just my mentality when it comes to that. And so I just need to be better at it, because when I first started my health journey, and what I mean by that is when I first started being in a caloric deficit, meaning eating less calories than I was consuming before, I was very mindful of planning when I would go out to eat alternatives to make sure that I am hitting my goals. And this time, I guess because of the move and everything, I was not doing that. And then one of the things that I really want to start back on is restarting to go on walks with my partner. It was something that we did when we were living in our old apartment, but we stopped doing that obviously because of the weather. It was not so great, but now that it's March, the weather's getting better. We're getting 60 to 70 degree weather, which is so nice to go on walks. So I really like that, because it just motivated me on the weekends to get a walk in, and I think it helped our communication as well, just to also just be like, I don't know, just to recap the weeks, checking how we're doing. I don't know, it was kind of like therapy for me, being able to walk and talk and just like listen and give each other that space, because I think sometimes throughout the week we're both busy, we're tired, or we want to have our own like me time and stuff. And so I think doing back those walks is going to be so essential, because I really enjoyed them. A relationship I'm grateful for is my friend Ruby. We just celebrated her wedding, and I was really grateful to get invited. I was really grateful to just be able to be part of her life, and I'm really grateful for her. So I'm grateful for her friendship. My favorite memories of this month were celebrating Valentine's Day at home. We made some like heart-shaped pizzas, and we played some games, and it was really nice just to do it at home and just make it like romanticize it. It was really nice. And then we also celebrated like 6-year anniversary. Overall, I felt happy about the interactions that I had and just like the things I celebrated, but that did mean that there wasn't a balance with the other stuff, right? So I just want to be a little bit more intentional about those things. So yeah, that is the reflection for the month of February and some of the changes that I'm making in March. I'll share here my habit tracker, because my habit tracker, one of the things that I've been doing, I'll put at the top of my habit tracker if I have like something like a celebration or something. And most of the time, the days that I've had like a celebration or something where I go over my deficit, that is where then I have a hard time bouncing back. So for instance, I drove to go see my sister for her birthday. That week, like I literally didn't do my walk, my workout. I didn't get my steps in, all these things, you know. So I didn't prioritize balancing, like, you know, going over there with my habits. Same thing for when we had our anniversary dinner for Valentine's Day. And then there was a whole week where I just literally no general F's were given that week. And I just did not meet my nutrition goal. If I could pinpoint it, during that week we did have like the weather all of a sudden changed to like really lows. Like we had like 15-degree weather or something. So I don't know if that was it. And I was just, and coupled with the fact that I was about to have my period, was just a recipe for it not being good. Overall, if you see my habit tracker, like it doesn't look bad. Like the blue is what I've accomplished, the brown is what I did it. And even for workouts, the browns where I didn't do workouts, those were intentional, but the caloric deficit one was not intentional. Those were just like, yeah, I let my bad habits continue to be bad habits. So for the month of March, my new habits and my new intentions, again, are going to be a little bit of the same. So I'm sorry if this is like not new, but I think that always having different like goals is not the best thing. I mean, for some people it is, but not for me in this season. So my affirmation for March is going to be the same as the month of February, which is I am calm, in control, and confident as I create a life that balances my time, habits, and priorities. So my focus goals will be continuing the 6.5K steps, average 2 strength workouts twice a week, plus my Pilates class, and then maintaining my caloric deficit. I will keep my mental health in check is to reduce my screen time to 4 hours. Plan a friend date. That's always something that I have for monthly intentions. Find a nutritionist. For finances, finances are great, but one of the things that I do want to do for the month of March is just not spending any money on clothes, because I just got like some of the gifted collaborations were like workout attire, so I don't need any workout sets, that's for sure. And because I'm still in like a weight loss journey, I don't need any more clothes right now. I feel pretty confident in what I have right now. Vocation is still staying up to date with my treatment plans for my clients. I've been really good at just finding a way of making sure that I'm reviewing progress notes, that I'm updating, that I'm making them, that I'm drafting them ahead of time, things like that. And then for spaces, the only space that I really need to take care of more is my car. I just need, the outside is like terrible. And then things that I'm looking forward for this month are, we're having our housewarming party. Since we finished all of our projects, we thought March would be a good time to do our housewarming. And then I am getting my hair done, which I don't necessarily know what I'm gonna do. I know that I'm gonna probably cut it. Like, I've been letting it grow out. I think I'm just gonna cut a few inches. I don't know. I'll put some inspo pictures of like what I'm thinking of, but I'm not sure yet. And then my sister's potentially visiting for the spring break, so I'm excited about that. These are my new habits that I'm focusing on. So I'm morning journals, walks, workouts, screen time to 4 hours, waking up before 7 a.m., reading, night journal, no clothes spending, drink socially only, which I really did good last month. I only drank on social occasions. That wasn't the problem. The problem was the food. And then maintain nutrition plan. Yeah, and then like weekly habits is my clean reset. So I want to make sure that I am resetting on Fridays. Like, I do a little bit of work on Fridays, like to prepare for the week, so that Sundays isn't just a lot of things to do to prepare for the week. And then I want to meet up with a friend. Like I said, that's an intention. And then take a progress photo. I didn't take a progress photo this month. I think it's because I felt really discouraged that there probably wasn't going to be any progress. So I didn't take a photo, but I am going to take a photo this at the beginning of March and then at the end of March, so that I can make sure I'm tracking not only just a number. The number on the scale doesn't equate the progress that you've made, and I want to be mindful of not focusing on that number, so much, and more so of how I feel. And yeah, eating the things that I did eat in February didn't make me feel great, especially for that 1 week. I just felt like it just kept me in a low mental state, and I don't like that. So that is all of the goals. Also, just a little check-in on our YouTube subscriber count, because that is a goal for the year. My YouTube subscriber count right now, it's at 6,001 subscribers, which that means we're only 1,000 away from reaching our goal for the year, which I think is totally doable. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. Let's talk about monthly favorites. Some of my favorites for the month of February. One of my favorites was definitely that new treadmill, because it does have a little stand for my Kindle, and then I was able to reuse my reading clip. Basically, the reading clip is just a little clip that goes next to your Kindle, and it allows you to use this remote to switch the pages instead of like having to use your hand or whatever. So that has been one of my favorites, like two of my favorites. That, like, I guess I pair them together. Another one of my favorites is using the Alo Yoga app for Pilates classes. So when I'm not able to go to the studio, doing an Alo Yoga Pilates class has been really helpful. I don't know if there's any, like, I haven't looked on YouTube to find free ones, but if I do find them, I'll definitely share them with you. I just got the Alo Yoga app because last year they had like a discount, and so I was able to get it for like pretty cheap to get the whole year, the annual subscription. And so I wanted to try it out to see like if I like it. And then another one of my favorites is this workout set from Pavoy. I really liked this workout set. I like the color. I hadn't found a color, and I'm actually wearing it right now. I'm gonna show you. So I'm actually wearing this color workout set. I'm really liking it. It's like this royal blue color. I am definitely in my blue era. Like, I love the color blue, like all shades of blue. That and the color green. I just love those two colors. So that has been my favorite. Another one that's my favorite that I really need to stop wearing it because I've been wearing it so much is the sleep sweatshirt from Lofty. I'll put a picture right here, and you'll probably see it in my next video as well because I've been wearing it nonstop. Like, I don't know about you, you get something new and you just want to wear it all week, and that is what happened. It's so comfortable. Plus, because the weather's getting really nice now, like, there's only so much that I'll be able to wear this sweatshirt. So I've been kind of wearing the crap out of it, you know. So those are all like my monthly, like, new favorites, I would say, for the month of February that I was really utilizing. That I hope you guys enjoyed this monthly reset. And if you love videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button or hit the thumbs up button. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you in my next video.